we're going to talk about Hertz. Hertz is making news, making headlines. If you remember, what was the last time that they were making headlines for?
They went back. They went bankrupt. They couldn't rent a car to save their lives because everything was shut down, and they needed to go bankrupt. And apparently, nothing succeeds quite like bankruptcy, because they just announced that they've placed an order for not one, not two, not 10,000, but 100,000 Teslas for a total price of $4.2 billion. Not bad for a company that just got out of bankruptcy 4 months ago. Should we try that?
I really want to play the "Show Me the Money" ad lib, and you know what? We don't have headphones on, but everyone else is going to hear it.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
So you are correct. Hertz this morning put out a press release. I've got it back here on their website. It looks really nice on their website. $4.2 billion being invested into 100,000 Tesla Model 3s, which makes it seem like they're probably paying around sticker price for them, which is interesting.
Yes.
The other thing of note here is that they're also going to be investing in their own charging infrastructure, which seems a little nonsensical to me because Tesla already has the supercharger network. But if you read through here, it does say that.
Well, yeah, but I would think they're going to need their own charging stations at their locations so that they can keep all those Teslas charged up while they're waiting to be rented.
I wonder what happens though, like, you know, when you have like your phone battery, if you keep it charged too much, then the actual like battery capacity goes down over time. I wonder when electric vehicles are in rental fleets, what type of impact that type of driving behavior and charging behavior is going to have on the battery longevity. Then we're not experts in this. I'm not expecting you to answer that, but it's just an interesting, like, this is a breakthrough for EVs. The fact that fleet sales are happening, not to, you know, like Solar City, which had that connection back to, you know, Tesla and whatnot, but like fleet sales are happening to a rental car company, and they're going to be in the hands of people who previously would have never driven an electric car.
I wonder how many service calls Hertz is going to get when some of these cars will run out of juice in the middle of nowhere because somebody who rented it just didn't bother to recharge it.
So now electric vehicles are going to make up 20% of Hertz's global fleet. 20%. And Hertz actually back in 2011 was the first rental car company to put EVs in their fleet. It was obviously a small percentage, and they were kind of like the Bolts and things like that, or Volts back then. But the thing is, 20%, like, that's a huge commitment for them to make. And I think also getting intertwined with Tesla here is a really unique opportunity to kind of ride Tesla's wave, right? Like, they were in bankruptcy, and if you remember when they were in bankruptcy, their stock price went absolutely crazy. I think there's an opportunity to kind of like do the same thing here by riding the coattails of Tesla. And it's also a vow of confidence to Tesla to say, hey, not only can they produce 100,000 vehicles on time, which in the Hertz press release, they say, we ordered 100,000, but they might be delayed because of factors outside of our control, aka semiconductors. So like that's in the actual press release. They say that. So there's that. But I think it's a good brand opportunity to be associated with Tesla.
Well, I think for the most part, Tesla has a strong reputation among the electric car buying public, and I think Hertz, until their bankruptcy last year, had a strong what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word I'm looking for, but people had a tremendous amount of confidence in Hertz. They were considered the flagship
until they went bankrupt.
Well, yeah, but
didn't OJ do the commercials with Hertz back in the day?
Yeah, but that was many years ago. But yes, he did. But my point is that it's like a marriage of two really well-known brands that are both. One is really well positioned in the EV industry, and the other is well positioned and has been for years as the gold standard for the automobile rental business. So it seems to make perfect sense to me that there would be that connection. It reminds me of the time when in Las Vegas, the Penske Automotive Group decided they wanted to open a Ferrari Maserati store. And well, they partnered with Steve Wynn at the Wynn Hotel and Casino for the Penske Wynn Ferrari Maserati, because it was just two gold standard brands coming together. And that's what I would say this would be.
No, I agree. Now, there was one thing, Dad, with the announcement from Hertz.
Yes.
They also, not only did they go into bankruptcy and then spend $4.2 billion on buying 100,000 Teslas.
I got to learn how to do that.
They also
Yeah.
found a way to get
Can I tell you, when I got out of bankruptcy, I was able to lease an Altima for $179 a month. Okay, just the slight difference between Hertz bankruptcy and mine. My bankruptcy hurt more than Hertz's bankruptcy.
I was not born when my dad went bankrupt, but my sister was. Those seemed like tough days.
They weren't fun.